All right, guys. So what's up? I wanted to talk about a little bit on the live betting. Um, Actually, what I like to do is actually wait till these games are in the fourth quarter, which is what I found is the most productive because what's happening is a lot of things can change throughout the game. Obviously, that can happen at any point of the game, right? But what happens at the fourth quarter, it gives you um, a better look at exactly what's happening. So let me just get my mouse here, and then I'm going to start scrolling through here, and then I'll actually show you two of the bets that I already put in. But like I said, what I like to do is wait to the fourth quarter. But I'll give you the concepts behind it. So in the last 2 days, yesterday was a 9-0 sweep, and the day before that was like a 7-0 sweep. So in the last 2 days has been like a 16-0 on these bets. So let me just kind of explain what's happening. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. So let me just kind of explain what happened. So again, I like to do this in the fourth quarter, to be honest. But I wanted to come on here and kind of look around, see what I find. So let me show you the tool. Basically, the first thing we're looking at here is the over-unders for the NBA. You can see this graph, this line right here is actually shifting over. And what this is actually a timer. So this timer is actually refreshing these alternate lines, these current lines, and is also refreshing pretty much everything on the screen here. So, anyways, it shifts every 2 minutes for the NBA, and it shifts every 3 minutes for college. And again, what it's doing is looking at the current lines. Okay, that's the most important thing right here. Is these current lines. So let me just kind of go through the tool now. Let me know if you have any questions. I know it's a lot. What app is this? This is called the Sharpedge. The Sharpedge has this new tool that's in there. It's called a live betting scanner. The Sharpedge you can get for 2 weeks for free. The link is in the description for that. So, anyways, let me get into it again. So let me just explain what the tool is, and then, like I said, I love this when it's in the fourth quarter, not right now, but I'll still walk it through because I already did place two bets. So let me kind of go through here. Why is this? Okay, let me explain it here because what happens here is that if there's no alt lines that have the certain odds that we want, it won't show any odds at all. So that's the reason you won't see anything here. But if they fall into the nice sweet spot that we like, then they'll show the alt lines over here. Let me know if you see this. So let me kind of get into it. First thing I wanted to look at here, I'm just going to kind of go through it, what I'm looking at, and then I'll try to explain it if you have any questions. But basically, right here, what I'm looking at is the Cavaliers and the Mavericks, and you kind of have to know what you're doing, and kind of look at the games before the games start to have a better understanding of what's happening here. So today, this morning, I talked about the Cavaliers. I did say that I'm going to skip it because the potential for a blowout was very good. So you can see right here, there's a potential for a blowout. And what happens here is it messes with the over-under. Because right here, as you can see, it says garbage time. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that pop up here? Sorry, I can't see the screen here. All right. So anyways, the blowout potential says garbage time warning. Starters may sit, effort drops, backdoors cover, create misleading line movement. So whenever there's a blowout potential, you want to stay away from the under. Because there's a lot of garbage time. They sit out their stars, stuff like that. Now, the other thing that says here is the injury report. So this is not a final injury report. It doesn't get updated, but it's whatever was posted this morning. So you can see Jared Allen, Strus, Proctor, Thompson. They were all out for the Cavs. And then on the other side, for the Mavericks, you got Lively and Irving. They're out. So if you were looking at this overall, you want to look at all this information because it helps you decide if one team is stronger than the other. Okay. So the opening line was the opening line was minus 10.5. The current line is minus 15 and 17.5. And then what it's telling you here, there's a little green check mark over here. The line moved 7 points. It's very obvious here. 10.5 to 17.5 is 7 points. and the little green arrow tells you that it's going in this favor. It doesn't necessarily mean you should take this bet. It's just telling you that's where the line is shifting to. So right here is telling you 10.5 going to 17.5. And what this tool, the best part about this tool is telling you, you should buy this back to the original 10.5. It doesn't always equal the same amount of the open. It's just based on the odds. Okay. So I know there's a lot of information here. So just let me know what you think. I'll stop right there and I'll answer any questions, and then I'll continue. And I'll show you the two bets I already placed. And like I said, I like to do this when this is actually the fourth quarter. What's up? Yeah, good evening. Yeah, we see that. Appreciate this. I got the Sharpedge. It's amazing. Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're here. So I'm actually going to use this as a training tool. I'm actually going to make a actual training tool on this. This is more of a little bit of an overview and just me doing it live. So here we go. Let's see. So anyways, I'm staying away from this game. I'm not touching this game at all for all the reasons that I stated. This is a blowout potential. There's 6 injuries. This line shifted dramatically from a 10. You can already see this current line shifted from a 17 to a 20. Now this alternate line is recommending, based on the odds, is it went from a 10.5 to a 12.5. So we already lost value, 2 points just by talking. So if we would have bought this at 10.5, you would have gotten more value already. Let me keep going here. Let's take a look. Next game. Now this lean right here, this is the good part too. Let me go back in here. So I'll show you what I bought and why I bought it. So this over for the Pistons and the Grizzlies, you can see the strong indication is listed here. If I go over and hover over this, it tells you that the total ballooned to a public backing heavy money is on the bets is on the over. So the original line was 232 on this over. So the total, so the line in the beginning of the game, the line shifted from a 227 to a 232. It's currently at a 238. So what this tells you is that it shifted 11 points from the original opening line to the current line. It's 11-point difference. So what I did earlier today, before I hopped on this live, I actually bought this back at the 231.5. So right there is telling me that I bought this line already at a 231 on the over. So if this line goes over 232, which it should, because the current line is 238 and the strong indication is on the over. Now, again, one thing I'm telling you right now is that I'm not liking, now that I see this, is that there's 14 injuries in this game. So those are all considerations. That's why this is important to have this tool, because it gives you all this on one screen. The next game I bought is on the under. You can see the Knicks and the Pacers. It's on the second quarter, 4 minutes left, 45 to 41. And you can see the score is changing. There's 10 injuries, which I hate. I don't like placing bets when there's that many injuries unless I'm going on the under. So again, now this is reversed. This one's on the over, this one's on the under. So you can put a little checkbox here. I'm putting the little checkbox here, and it's telling me that the under is favored. So this little green triangle is telling you which one is favored. So the line actually, where is this? Why did it move? Oh, you know what? When I clicked off of it, it removed my number. So that's what it was. I actually bought this at I believe was a 2. Let me look on my phone. So what I like to do also is have this on my phone, where I have the sports book open on my phone, so that I'm able to place bets without touching the screen. So let me take a look at my bets, my open bets. I have New York Knicks on the under 2.5. Okay, 2.5. All right, so that's what I bought it at. So now if you can see, the current line right here is 215. So I'm already up 7 points, or not up. I'm favored 7 points, if that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Simple as I understand it. Cool. So what we're doing here in this overall picture is that we're looking at the current line, where it opened at, where it's currently at, the alternate line, and then we're just buying it back. There's also showing you the injuries, and at the beginning of the game, if this was a strong play, to understand it. If this was a weak play, to understand it. If it was a skip, things like that. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll I'll come back later today when this is in the fourth quarter, and then we should have some more stuff. Otherwise, I'll just record a video and post it tomorrow. All right, so for the spreads, again, I don't see anything. These two potential blowouts, I'm not touching it. This also has college. You got the college basketball over here. I'm not touching any of these. So the spreads have been hitting very good too. What you can do also is parlay this stuff. So look, we've already moved this line. It went from a 17 to a 19 just on this conversation. So if we were to buy this back to the 13 and a half, or you can do, you already know that the Cavaliers are pretty much blowing out the Mavericks. So what you can do is kind of buy this back to like a 12 and a half and then parlay that together with something else. If this was another blowout over here or the unders. So that's what I was doing yesterday. I was parlaying three different things together because I already knew like, what was it? The Wizards, I took them at a plus 25 and a half. That was 2 days ago. I took the Nets at a plus 25 and a half. And then I had something else. So I was able to parlay three different things and just get better odds and stuff like that. So cool. I hope you guys understand this. Let me know if you have any questions. I just wanted to kind of show you what I was doing. And this works a lot better on the fourth quarter. This works a lot better on the fourth quarter because, like I had mentioned, is on the fourth quarter, you're able to see when it's closer to the end of the game, when they start sitting out the stars, if it's either going to be a blowout or not, if they're bringing back other players, if things like that. So this tool is perfect overall, the way I see it, and it's been hitting very nice. But if you're able to get this in the fourth quarter, then it's better. So I'll think about coming back, guys. I appreciate you being here. If not, I'll come back in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, I'll just record myself what I'm doing, and I'll try to explain it better as I'm doing it. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Let's have a great day.